Welcome, students. I'm Papa Seer, Master Cardomancer, author of The Intimacy of Cartomancy, and creator of the Soothsayer Divination Deck. Today we sit at the meeting place of mystery and mastery, where the wisdom of a simple deck of playing cards reveals the language of spirit and the map of your own life. Cardomancy is more than fortune telling. It is a living tradition with deep roots in Black American culture and Hoodooism. A practice where everyday cards become sacred tools, carrying ancestral memory and practical guidance. In this session, reading the cards, reading your life, we'll journey through the origins of cartomancy, explore its unique ties to Hoodoo, gain a working knowledge of the suits and structure of the playing card deck, and walk step by step into your very first reading. Think of this as both a classroom and a sacred circle. I'll teach, you'll listen, and practice. And together we'll open a door into a system that is at once mystical and strikingly practical. Whether you are brand new to divination or deep into your own practice, this class will give you a foundation to read the cards and read your life with new clarity. By the end, you'll not only understand the deck in your hands, you'll feel how the cards themselves speak to your path. And if you're ready to go deeper, my book, The Intimacy of Cartomancy, and the Soothsayer Divination Deck will help you carry this knowledge into your daily readings. So settle in, breathe, and let the first card turn. The lesson begins now. When we speak of cartomancy, we're talking about a folk technology that grew up in kitchens and parlors long before it ever sat in a bookstore. In England, by the mid-1600s, people were already using playing cards to tell fortunes. Pamphlets and chapbooks followed. By 1729, we even see a printed English guide giving card by card instructions for full reading a full 52 card deck. That's the seed of what many call the English method. Playing cards, 4 suits, numbers that speak. But how did this habit take hold? Partly through Romani popularization across Europe. Traveling readers made practice visible and memorable, and partly through England's own appetite for fortune books and street diviners. By the time English ships carried people, goods, and beliefs to the southern colonies, Virginia, the Carolinas, Georgia, they carried playing cards too. Cards were cheap, portable, and everywhere. You didn't need a temple or a library to work them, just a deck and a reader who could listen. In Black America, especially across the South, those same cards slipped naturally into Hoodoo, a regional tradition built from African genius. By the early 20th century, when researchers like Harry M. Hyatt recorded interviews with Black root doctors, we find playing cards used both for readings and charged objects in spiritual work. Readers took a card a client had touched. They laid spreads to read love, money, court cases, and dangers. They used suit and number like language that lived in the community. This wasn't salon magic, it was kitchen table divination serving ordinary people's real lives. Now, Hoodoo is regional. New Orleans has its own history, with French and Caribbean threads and later specialty tarot decks tied to the city's mystique. But for most Southern Black communities, tarot wasn't the everyday tool. Playing cards were. A bicycle, bead, or any cheap deck could read the future, hide a name paper, or sit under a candle. And when American manufacturers began mass producing cards in the late 19th century, access only widened. So what's similar and what's different? Both playing cards and tarot have 4 suits. Both can use numerology and court personifications. Both can be read in spreads. But tarot adds 22 major arcana and dense imagery that evolved in continental esoteric circles. Beautiful, but historically less common in the day-to-day Southern Black experience. Playing cards, by contrast, are lean and available. They speak in pips and patterns. They read fast, and they were already in the house. As you move through this course, keep the lineage in mind. Romani popularized practices, meeting English fortune books, those habits sailing into the English South, and Black conjure workers making the 52 card pack their own. Reading not just cards, but lives. Our next step is to learn the suits and what they mean, so your hands can carry this history forward every time you shuffle. Understanding the suits and what they mean. Now that we've traveled through the rich origins of cartomancy, from Romani popularization to the English method and its journey into Black America, it's time to sit with the living language of the cards themselves. Think of the 52 card deck not as paper and ink, but as a fourfold map of earth, air, water, and fire. Each suit is a voice, a set of lessons, and a spirit guide. In Hoodoo practice, we don't treat these suits as mere colors and shapes. We listen to them as we would listen to elders, each with a character, a rhythm, and a way of speaking about your life. Today, I'll walk you through each suit: diamonds, clubs, hearts, and spades, so that when you shuffle, you're not just laying cards, you're laying down the language of creation itself. Diamonds. Diamonds greet us first, and it's fitting to begin with earth, the ground we stand on. In the Old English playing deck, the diamond shape suggested wealth and trade. In Hoodoo Cardomancy, diamonds still speak of earthly possessions, but not always in the way people expect. Earth energy is grounded and stabilizing. It's about practical steps, intangible gains. When diamonds show up, they may point to money, property, or career, but they also whisper about responsibilities and steadiness. Too many diamonds in a spread, that can warn of greed or stubbornness. A person who clings too tightly to what can be held in the hand. In tarot, diamonds line up most closely with pentacles. But here we strip away the ornate pictures and meet the energy in its raw form. That's why, in the Black American South, these cards spoke so clearly. No pictures to buy, no book to carry, just pure symbol and number. Imagine drawing the 10 of diamonds beside the King of Spades for a client worried about starting a business. You might say that path is profitable, but it will demand hard, disciplined choices. Clubs. Next comes clubs, and with them, the cool breath of air. If diamonds ground us, clubs move us forward. Clubs speak to business, communication, learning, and action. Their airy nature makes them flexible and quick to adapt. They're like a good conversation, alive, intelligent, and ready to carry ideas across distance. In tarot, clubs parallel wands. But again, here, the message is cleaner. No mythic wands to imagine, just the energy of ideas turned into enterprise. For Black readers in the rural South, where literacy varied and materials were scarce, this simplicity was a blessing. One could lay out a few clubs and know immediately opportunity, dialogue, success through effort. The 3 of clubs in a love reading might tell a young couple, open up the conversation. Your future depends on honest words. Too many clubs, though, can signal scattered plans or empty talk. The wind without the work. Hearts. From air we flow into water, where hearts live. This is the suit of love, family, and deep emotion. The favorite of many seekers. Water is nourishing and protective. A heart card can affirm romance, signal reunion, or highlight the ties of community. But water can flood as well as bless. A spread heavy with hearts may reveal an abundance of emotions or self-indulgence. A reminder that love must also have structure. In tarot, hearts resemble cups, but again, without elaborate images. For Hoodoo diviners, a plain red heart carried the same power. It told the story of relationship and spiritual fertility in a way anyone could grasp. The Queen of Hearts, drawn for a mother, worrying about her grown children, might be read as, your care holds them steady. Trust the love you've built. Hearts remind us that every reading has a pulse. They ask, what is the feeling beneath the question? Spades. Last we meet the spades, a suit often misunderstood. Their element is fire, their direction, the south. People hear spade and think danger or bad luck. But fire is not only destruction, it is purification and rebirth. Spades show us conflict, transformation, and the hard truths we must face. They push growth. A reading heavy with spades might indeed signal trials, but the deeper meaning is opportunity for renewal. In tarot, spades echo swords, but the hoodoo reader doesn't require the medieval sword image to feel the edge of truth. A single black spade in a spread can speak louder than a deck of ornate arcana. If someone draws the five of spades while asking about a new romance, you might say, expect challenges. Old fears may resurface, but facing them will clear the path of love. Spades call for courage. They tell us that even discomfort is a form of blessing when it sparks wisdom. Now, let's bring these four families back into conversation. Rarely will a reading give you only one suit. More often, you'll see diamonds grounding a plan, clubs offering momentum, hearts revealing the feeling, and spades testing the strength of it all. In the Black Southern Hoodoo tradition, readers often spoke of how the suits talk to one another. A spread is like a round table of elders. Listen for harmony, or notice when one voice overpowers the rest. As you practice, you'll start to hear not only just single cards, but the chord they play together. This is the heart of the true cartomancy mastery. If today's lesson inspired you, you can go even deeper. My book, The Intimacy of Cartomancy, offers detailed teachings and examples. And the Soothsayer Divination Deck, created from years of practice, was designed to speak clearly into the tradition we've explored. You'll find the book on Amazon and hcrgold.com, and the exclusive bundle of the book and deck only on hcrgold.com. These are tools to keep your study grounded and alive wherever you are. And we're not stopping here. In the next lesson, we'll bring suits and colors together and walk through your very first full reading. You'll learn to weave red and black into the elemental voices you know now, and you'll discover how a single spread can tell the story of past, present, and future in one flowing conversation. So take a moment to absorb what you've learned. Then when you're ready, join me for the next lesson, where the cards you've met today will begin to speak directly to the questions of your life. This is Papa Seer. Thank you for walking this path with me. I look forward to turning the next card together.